Hello, today I want to talk about finding direction with chaos. Have you ever experienced a chaotic life or chaotic week or chaotic day? Chaos is everywhere. It is in the news, it is in our endless social media feeds, it is unpredictable, and it shows the unpredictability of the world around us. We wake up to a flood of notifications, each one screaming for our attention. Wars, climate disasters, economic downturns, political conflicts. The world outside of us is moving at a restless pace, and at times it feels impossible just to keep up. The external chaos seeps into our minds, making us feel scattered, uncertain, and lost. I know this feeling well. A few years ago, I found myself completely overwhelmed by the noise of the world. Every time I scrolled through my phone, I felt smaller and more powerless. There was so much happening, so much to care about, yet I felt incapable of doing anything meaningful. It was as if I was standing in the middle of the storm, unsure of where to go. But I learned that within chaos, there is always an opportunity to find direction. It isn't about shutting out the world, it's about learning how to navigate it without losing yourself. We live in a constant age of constant connectivity. Information floods our minds from every angle: social media, news outlets, conversations with friends and coworkers. The world is louder than ever, and it demands our attention at all times. There's a pressure to be informed, to be engaged, to react. The problem is the more we absorb, the more chaotic everything feels. I remember a period of time when I became obsessed with keeping up with world events. Every morning I would read the news for what felt like hours, scrolling endlessly, feeling like I needed to stay updated on every crisis. But instead of feeling informed, I felt drained. I wasn't actually doing anything with this information. I was just carrying the weight of the world without even knowing what to do with it. External chaos does not just come from global events. It can come from personal circumstances too. Unexpected changes, relationships, career struggles, and health issues all add to the feeling of instability. The more we try to control everything, the more chaotic it feels. When the world feels chaotic, it's easy to internalize that chaos. Our thoughts become scattered, our emotions feel overwhelming, and our sense of purpose gets lost in the noise. We start questioning everything. Are we making the right choices? Are we doing enough? Where are we even going? I've had moments where I felt completely directionless. There were times when I tried to do everything at once, chasing different paths, trying to be everywhere, saying yes to everything. But instead of finding clarity, I felt exhausted and disconnected from myself. It was as if I was running in circles, confusing movement with progress. The truth is, external chaos doesn't just affect our thoughts, it affects our well being. Anxiety, stress, burnout often stem from the feeling of being pulled in too many different directions at one time. The more we let the outside world dictate our inner world, the harder it becomes to find peace. So, I want to leave you with a few strategies to help you find direction. Finding direction is not about escaping chaos. That means that we wouldn't be alive if we were escaping chaos. But it is about learning how to navigate it. Here are a few strategies that helped me to regain clarity when I felt lost. Self-reflection and mindfulness. One of the biggest turning points for me was learning to slow down. Instead of reacting to everything happening to me, I started taking moments to pause and reflect. Journaling became a tool for untangling my thoughts. Staying in silence, even for a few minutes a day, helped me to separate my own voice from the world. Mindfulness doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means engaging with it intentionally. It means asking what truly matters to me right now, rather than getting swept away by everything that is demanding my attention. Filtering external noise. Not everything deserves our energy. I realized that constantly consuming news and social media without any boundaries was only making me feel more powerless. I started setting limits, choosing when and how I engaged with information. I asked myself, is this helpful for me to grow, or is it just making me anxious? Curating what we allow in our minds is an act of self-preservation. It's not about ignorance, it's about prioritization. We can care about the world without drowning in it. The third step is anchoring in personal values. Chaos becomes overwhelming when we don't have a clear sense of what we stand for. When I felt lost, I asked myself, what are my core values? What truly matters to me beyond all that noise? Once I identified those things, creativity, growth, connection, I started making decisions based on them. Having strong personal values act as a compass. When the world feels uncertain, our values remain steady. This helps us to make choices that align with who we are rather than just reacting to external pressures. Taking small, intentional steps. I used to think I needed to have everything figured out before taking action, but the truth is clarity comes from movement. Even in the smallest steps, choosing to focus on one project, setting one meaningful goal, helping in one small way can create a sense of direction. A mentor once told me, you don't need to see the whole path, just take the next step. That advice changed how I approached uncertainty. Instead of being paralyzed by the big picture, I focused on what I could do in the present moment. Chaos is inevitable. The world will always be loud, unpredictable, and overwhelming at times. But finding direction within that chaos is possible. It starts with slowing down, filtering what truly matters, anchoring ourselves in our values, and taking small steps towards clarity. I've learned that feeling lost doesn't mean we are lost. It just means we're in the process of finding our way. And sometimes the moments of greatest uncertainty lead to the most profound self-discovery. The world may be chaotic, but we don't have to be. Direction isn't something we find outside of us. It's something we create within. If you're feeling like your external life is chaotic, I would love to talk to you. Please go to mammothedge.com and take the life assessment. I would love to talk to you about your journey, about the chaos in your life, and steps to take to find your own personal direction. Thank you.